Shalom, 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 Israel. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. We back again. We back again for our people edification to edify you in the truth and the knowledge of the Most High. We want to start off by saying, Most High bless you and your beloved family through these difficult times. We're here to give you some more edification of the Bible. Myself and my brother Yehuda, I'm going to read for them today. It's going to be very, very short. This part 2. 144,000. So, Yehuda, you want to start?
Yes, sir. Yeah, like I said, man, I just want to go back over because last night I was kind of going fast, rushing, you know what I'm saying, and I forgot to add something that's very vital also. Just in case we have naysayers out there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think we have some naysayers out there. Like one dude, I think he made a comment on your board, right? Said something about the 144,000 with the first 12,000 men, right, of each tribe. He said the first 12,000 of these tribes. Well, that is wait. I said, wait a minute. The first 12,000 of these tribes, they was in Egypt.
Right.
Hey, listen,
right.
And that's also including Dan.
Right.
So he already messed up. He all messed up. So what I want to do quickly, right? I just want to go over something that I forgot to touch last night, right? So let's go to Revelation 7. So this is very vital also. I think I already proved last night who really the 144,000 is. Like I said, I told people to go and just examine the scriptures that I brought out last night also, right? But let's quickly go back to Revelation 7, right? And read verse 1.
Yeah. This is Revelation chapter.
Right, exactly. This is just the continuation of last night verse. So this is part 2, to seal the deal. You know what I'm saying? To seal the deal for all the naysayers out there, right? So yes, read Revelation 7 and verse 1.
This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 1, and reads on this wise. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
Exactly. So it's very vital. It says, I saw 4 angels. That's 4 angels, right, on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds. Each angel had the wind. 4 angels had wind because these 4 angels are going to blow the breath inside the 144,000. That was the first fruits, right? The first fruits, like I said, when we go back to Revelation 14, right? I'm just going to read it real quick. Revelation 14, verse 4, right? It says, and these are they which were defiled by women. We know that we all have been defiled by women if you're not a virgin. For they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes, just like little toddlers and babies. What do toddlers and babies do in the house? Don't they follow you wherever you go?
Everywhere. They follow you in the bathroom.
Thank you. Yep. So these 144,000 that were slain by Herod the Great, or these male babies slain on the account of the Messiah, they follow him wherever he goes. John is seeing this in the vision. Then it says, and these were redeemed from the earth among men. There was murder. This as being the first fruits unto God, to the Lamb, right? So when you go back to Revelation 7 again, it says and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds, 4 angels, 4 winds, 4 angels, 4 winds, right? Holding the 4 winds of the earth, right? And then it says that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Now let's go to Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37. 4 angels, and each angel have wind. 4 angels, 4 winds. He said, don't blow or destroy the earth yet. Don't do it yet. God said, don't destroy the earth or the sea, etc., until I tell you to seal the 144,000 first, being the first fruits, as mentioned in Revelation 14. Now let's go to Ezekiel, right? This is what I forgot to add last night. because I thought you might go on again. I wasn't really sure. I was trying to hurry and get through. But it's all good. We back today. So this is Ezekiel 37, right? Do me a favor, Qanath. Read verse 8 through. We're gonna read verse 8 through 12.
Good. This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 8, and it reads on this wise. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there were no breath in them.
There was no breath. Let me stop you right there, Qanath. There was no breath in them, right? So when it says the sinews, this is talking about the tissues, the muscles, etc. These are your flesh, etc. coming back together. That's what it means when you see the word sinews. It means flesh, tissues, muscles, etc. That's what it means. Read verse 9.
Verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus says the Lord our power, come forth, come from the four winds.
Stop right there, Qanath. Stop right there, Qanath. It says, come from the four winds. We just read, right? In Revelation 7:1, it said the four angels holding the four winds. This is what Ezekiel is talking about right here. John was prophesying these four angels that Ezekiel prophesied about.
Right.
So when it says the four winds, it's talking about these four angels, right? Four angels, four winds. They each have wind to blow breath into these dry bones, right? Continue.
Right.
When it says, oh breath.
Oh breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live.
Upon who? Breathed upon
slain.
Who? The slain. That was murdered. That was murdered, killed. So there goes that the unit being 144,000.
Right.
That goes, you know what I'm saying? That's out the door.
And you know what? That also goes. People talk about we looking for the 144. You know, I mean, it's slain.
Exactly. These were slain that they may live. Now read 10, but read it slow. Read the rest of the verses slow, because I may be stopping you every now and then. Go ahead.
Done. Ezekiel 37, verse 10 on this wise. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them,
right?
And they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
In exceeding great, let me stop you right there. In exceeding great army. These 144,000 being the first fruits. Now, who killed the children of Rachel? Rachel weeping for her children, right? All those bull babies that were slaughtered. Who killed them? What army? Herod the great army. His army slaughtered them, right? So this is going to be some revenge right here. So so not only were these baby boys slaughtered, and they're going to be the first fruit to be risen. They're the first to be risen before the nation of Israel. I'm going to show you. They're the first to be risen, and they became part of his army. They died as babies, but guess what? They're coming back as men to be part of his army. And they were slaughtered by what? A army. Herod the Great. Read verse 11.
Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dry, and our hope is lost.
They said, our hope is, I didn't mean to cut you off right there. They said, our hope is lost because they were slaughtered. They was murdered by Herod the Great. Continue.
We are cut off for our parts.
Stop right there. It says, we are cut off. We are cut off. That's just a saying also, they was murdered. They was killed. So in verse 9, it says, these were slain. Now they are speaking now. These dry bones, these 144,000, which were all those male babies that were slaughtered by Herod the Great. Now they're speaking to Jeremiah. They said that we was cut off. They know that they was murdered. They know that they was murdered. We was cut off. It said that we was cut off for our parts. Now, after they said this to Jeremiah, right? Read verse 12.
Verse 12 on this wise. Therefore prophesies and say unto them,
stop right there.
Says the Lord.
I'm sorry. It says, therefore prophesy and say unto them. So now God is telling Jeremiah to talk back to these 144,000 that now can speak. He said, now say to them. Now I just showed you they was risen first, right? They was risen first. Now watch what God tells Jeremiah. Jeremiah now, I'm sorry, Ezekiel now is going to talk back to these 144,000. Now look what Ezekiel tells them in verse 12. Read verse 12.
Therefore prophesies and say unto them, thus says the Lord, our power. Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
Exactly. So after the 144,000 said to him that we was cut off, meaning we was murdered, God said, say back to them. So Ezekiel said to them, he says, thus says the Lord God, behold, my people, meaning the rest of Israel, the rest of your people, they will also be risen from the grave and they will be brought back to their land, showing you that the 144,000 were the first to be risen because they were the first fruits of the Messiah. So that's just the icing on the cake. That's it. That's
and
all I want to say.
They knew no women.
No women.
If you go back in the first lesson, they knew no women, and they were virgins. This didn't have a damn thing to do with no unit. And you know, I don't know if you want to do it. I got the notes on it. I have to look it up. But in fact, we can go to another lesson. We're gonna do a class on units, right? So everybody understand. Right. So everybody understand what we're talking about. And if not tonight, maybe tomorrow we're gonna do a lesson on the so-called reincarnation or regeneration, so y'all can have a proper understanding what is actually talking about there. You know what it's talking about.
So the recap real quick. The recap, verse 9. Ezekiel God said that these were slain. It was murdered. That's the recap. Verse 2, right? He said, God said, these are from the nation of Israel, these dry bones. Now they speaking to I'm sorry, verse 11. They speaking back to Ezekiel. They says to Ezekiel, they said, we have no hope because we was cut off, meaning they was murdered. And then God says to Ezekiel to say back to them in verse 12, therefore prophesy and say back to them, thus says the Lord, O my people, that even the other Jews or the rest of the tribes or the rest of the people, they will also be risen from their grave and brought back to the land. Right? But showing you that the 144,000, they was risen first.
Right.
They were the first fruits. So there you have it. There you have it. You can take it, like I said, you can go back and examine it for yourselves, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is.
Right. And everything we teach, brothers and sisters, I will say this. You know what? You study it for yourself. Scripture say, study show thyself approved unto the Father, unto the Most High, not unto man, and pray for the increase. You know, that you will receive the understanding. You know, and if we're wrong, then you know you can come back and tell us.
Exactly. Right? but exactly. But go examine it for yourself. Let's read it for yourself.
Right. We don't claim we know it.
Go back to part 1. I'm sorry. Go back to part 1 from last night and part 2. Write all those scriptures down that I brought out, and just go back and examine it for yourself. That's it.
Good. So with that, man, we say it's real short. We're gonna keep it that way. Multi bless you all. Again, 6 o'clock. We coming on again at 6 o'clock. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but you know we usually do Sunday night fire a little bit after 9. So we're gonna do that. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy day. You know, I'm kind of free right now, so it's up to Yehuda. You know, we'll click off and come back in and do something else, because we got, man, hundreds of classes that we haven't released yet that we want to do.
You know? Look, honestly, man, I was doing some studying myself, So
Right.
we'll get to some more lessons. Just enjoy the rest of your day. The rest of your day until you go back on tonight. And but we'll definitely do the reincarnation for sure. Yeah,
No
because
doubt. Most High
I
bless
can.
you all.
Yes. Grace and peace. We'll talk later.
Grace and peace. Most High bless you all.
All
Shalom.
right. Shalom.